Hey folks, Eric Pierce here, and we are back in video number 3 of uncovering the right keywords. In this video, I'm going to be sharing something with you that is a sneaky and easy way to make commissions, and it's something that I'm not seeing anybody else really talk about. So we're here at a fashion website that sells a lot of clothing, and this is a pretty big site. If you look at their, it's a PR6. Gets a lot of traffic. They've got all kinds of different type stuff. This is like clothing, I guess, for probably younger, like 20-year-olds or something like that. So if you look at this, they cover diesel, Vans, Converse. I mean, just different kinds of stuff. And I don't know a whole lot about this, but something that I wanted to show you real quick is looking at this right here. When you go to confirm and buy something, I just put this in the shopping cart. I'm not wanting any ASUS skinny jeans. That's not my cup of tea. But whenever you go to pay, I just put this in just to show you and demo this. When you go to pay, I want you to pay attention real close. You've got promo code or student code and gift vouchers. So what does that let people know whenever they go to pay? Like, hey, there's a possibility for a coupon code. So let's just do a Google search for this particular brand, or for this website. So I typed this in, ASUS, if that's how you pronounce it, and you'll look here what already pre-populates ASUS promo code. So when I type that in, what's going to happen is people come to this to pay, and then they notice, hey, wait a minute, there's a promo code or there's a coupon code. Let me do a search real quick before I check out and see if I can find one. So if you can position your website at the top of Google, then you'll actually earn commissions. So let's just look in Google and see what kind of searches this particular one gets. And we will take a quick gander at it. Something too, this will not get as much traffic as like doing a search for ASUS or whatever the main name is. However, the buyer is already pre-qualified themselves by typing in this coupon code. They're already planning on buying something. So this is something that I've never revealed to anybody else, and I don't know if anybody else has ever taught this. But this is again, a sneaky little way that you can snipe some commissions from when they're already planning on buying something. You don't really have to do a whole lot of work. You just provide maybe a coupon code or something along those lines, because these companies, when you sign up for them as affiliate, a lot of times they will give you coupon codes and whatnot. So let's do our usual that we've done in the previous ones. Let's click on the exact match and see what we've come up with. And look at this. ASUS promo code gets 27,000 searches. Amazing how many searches this actually gets. So this is, again, this is a big company, sells a lot of stuff online, and as soon as people are seeing, this is my assumption, as soon as people are seeing this coupon code here, then they're going to the web and to Google to find the promo code. And look here, you've got a Facebook page, and you've got Pinterest, and it keeps on going down. Here's another Twitter page. A lot of these are authority sites that people are using to get to the top of Google. So let's just look here at this first one. Get $16 off, free shipping. So when you click on this to click show coupon code, you'll notice this is a script that will automatically redirect to the ASUS website with I'm sure their affiliate code embedded, and then they open up the coupon code right here. This wouldn't be hard to have somebody to code that in, but the main thing is initially getting the traffic and getting to the top of Google. So I wanted to show you this little trick here. I think you'll find this very beneficial. And you look at this, you got ASUS promo codes. It's got 1,900 searches. ASUS promo code 2012 has got 3,600. that this is not going to be the keyword to look at now. Yeah, this is giving you the average search volume for this keyword for the last year. So you could even go in and do ASUS promo code 2013 and 2014 and try to go ahead and get ahead of the traffic if you wanted to. ASUS promo 720 searches. I mean, this is wide open. I'm not going to look at the the competition level. You can do that. I've showed you how to do that to see what kind of what the competition looks like. But I wanted to give you a hint. I tell you what, we'll go ahead and do that. We'll just open up Market Samurai, and we'll look at that real quick. Okay, we're back here. I had to open that up. Let's just look at the competition, the SEO competition for ASUS promo code. I believe that was the main keyword here. Wow, look at this. It's showing that this Facebook fan page has 0 backlinks. Look at that. 0 backlinks. This is an authority site. Look at the Pinterest. 184 backlinks. This is nothing, guys. This is something that you could come in here and get an affiliate link from this ASUS, and you could easily rank on the first page. This is something that's wide open. This may be actually something that I'll look at actually promoting, because I mean, look at these 2 backlinks, 2 backlinks. Twitter account, 24 backlinks. This is nothing. This is super simple. This is the kind of stuff that we're talking about, where you go in and this gets me excited, because I'm looking at this thinking, wow, this market's wide open. Let's look at promo codes and see what that one comes up. Same people ranking. You got the Pinterest site, you got the Facebook site, and these guys, Facebook and Pinterest, and will rank. Squidoo lenses, like we've showed you, will rank. These Web 2.0 sites will rank. You don't have to necessarily have to have an exact match domain. You don't even have to really have a domain name. You can build authority around these Web 2.0 sites. If you want to put your money and your focus into building links, then as you can see here, this is wide open. So let's just look and see what this Facebook page looks like. 793 likes, and this is really doing nothing. I don't know if this is the official. I don't think this is the official ASUS fan page or whatever. It doesn't look like it. Anyway, very cool, very cool. This is a wide open market, guys. So anyway, let me flip it back at a keynote here and go through this. So these keywords, basically, you may have less keywords than what you would if you were doing an actual search for the actual product, but the buyer is going to be pre-qualified already. It's a very sneaky way to go in and snipe some commissions just because of them having coupon code or promo code on their actual shopping cart. So here's the words that you could include with and check with your searches to see if they include, or if there's some volume for any of these searches. One is the product name plus bonus. Next is review. We've kind of talked about those already, but the other ones are coupon, coupon code, coupons, discount, discount code, or promo code, as in this case with the ASUS website example. So anyway, hope you've enjoyed this video series of the keyword research. I hope this has opened your eyes to generate some ideas and to maybe go after some markets that maybe that you've been eyeballing or maybe you haven't really thought of. I'm hoping this helps you generate some of those ideas. And then we will pick up in the next video training in the next week. So I will see you then. Take care and talk to you soon. Hey, welcome back to video number 2 here for uncovering the right keywords. In this video, we're going to be discussing finding hot niches and finding ideas for our affiliate sites. So there's a few different sites that I'm going to be showing you that I use to generate ideas. So what we're doing, we're taking these sites, we're generating ideas, then we are going into the Google keyword tool, narrowing it down to what we want to look for, and then we're going into Market Samurai to dig deeper. So that's the steps we go. We generate ideas. Second, we're going to go to the Google keyword tool to check the amount of searches, and then if it's something that has adequate search volume, then we're going to go to Market Samurai to dig a little deeper into the SEO competition and whatnot. So I have a rule for ranking for affiliate sites. It's completely different from doing local stuff. I call it the rule of 50. So what we want to do is we want to, if you're just starting out, this is what the rule applies. If you're more advanced into SEO and after you get your feet wet, then you can obviously look for more competitive markets with more searches. But if you're just starting out, this rule of 50 applies to you, because I want to see you have success as soon as possible. So basically what this is going to mean is the rule of 50 says you're looking for keywords that have a minimum of 50 exact match searches a day. So we're going to find those that have 50 exact matches, and then we are going to be looking for 50,000 or less competing pages. That's our initial research. Now we're going to still dig into Market Samurai and look at the competition and what the scope of the top page looks like into Google, but that gives us a good figure with our preliminary research to narrow down some keywords. So we want to obviously look for a hot market, and if it's competitive, then that's a good thing, because chances are it's profitable. However, we want to be selective as to what we're going after, because we want this thing to be paying us 6 months, 12 months down the road, instead of just ranking, like I was saying earlier, ranking in a couple of weeks and then dropping out of the search results. So again, we want to look for a hot market, but if you're just starting out, then please stick to these guidelines. So there's two methods or two schools of thought. There's the product-based, where you're ranking after a product name, like let's say a product name that's got a lot of buzz and whatnot, and you create a review type site. And then there's the keyword-based method, which is more general, more of a general category type keyword. And then you can make multiple offers, or you can switch the offers out to see which one is converting better for you. Both methods work. I'm going to be discussing pros and cons for each method, but that's the two schools of thought that we're going to be looking at when we go into these keyword ideas. So the first thing I'm going to do is open up Firefox here, and I want to go to ClickBank, and obviously I've already logged into my ClickBank account. And what you want to do is you want to go to Marketplace, and here in the Marketplace you can do a search. You can look at the categories that you see here. They've got all of these broken down into categories and to subcategories. These are great for finding niche ideas and market ideas for what you want to possibly go into. Another resource that I use is OfferVault, and OfferVault will tell you it's got a lot of CPA offers on here that will pay out per lead as well as per sale. So where ClickBank, the marketplace, is primarily electronic products and a lot of ebooks and stuff, and you can sort by categories. With OfferVault, this is going to tell you some of the CPA offers, and you can see you got a payout per lead right here. This is a BizOp offer, and then it'll tell you the network that's affiliated with this, and you can click on here and actually apply for the offer. So both of them are really good sources for finding keyword ideas. So let's go back to ClickBank. I want to primarily spend most of my time here in ClickBank, and again, you just browse right through here. I'm going to look at one particular category that's something not related to the internet marketing or e-business category. I'm going to look at let me look at the self-help, and I'm going to click on dating guides, because I happen to know the dating market is a huge market. I know it's super competitive, but we're going to look at a couple of things here. First of all, this will list these in an order of some of the top selling products. You got the first one here is the Tail of Badass. I think this is the one of the top rated ClickBank products that's out there. So what I want to do is, again, like I was saying before, we've got two schools of thought. We've got the product-based thought, where we could possibly make a site, a review site around a product, and then we've also got the idea of ranking for a general type keyword. So in this case, I'm going to open up a little text edit program. In yours it may be Notepad. I'm just going to open this up, and I'm going to copy the name of this product and the tail of badass, and I'm going to copy some more here. I'm going to copy this one, the Make Women Want You system. Everybody wants that, right? Text that girl. Just gonna look at a couple of these here. Again, I know this market's a big market, the dating market. So here's 3 products that we've got, and all of these are primarily related to dating advice and getting your spouse back or getting your ex back or whatever. So this one right here, dating advice. So the keyword for this would be more of dating advice, and then you're looking at, and I would just open this up and just use some common sense with it. There's no real methodical way of like saying this is exact. We're going to like dig deep into this, and then we're just going to look at the data and see what Google actually tells us and what kind of competition we're going to be up against. There was one in here I was looking at yesterday, and it was called How to Get Your Ex Back, and I wanted to use that as an example. Okay, I'm going to search for it right here. Get your ex back. So if you're looking for a particular product, you can just click right here and click search, and get your ex back right here. So I'm going to search for this. This is could be actual. This is both really. This is a more of a general type keyword as well as a book. So this is kind of both. The cool thing and the thing I want you to realize is when we start looking at the search volume, is these keywords like dating advice may get like a ton more searches. However, when you're looking at this, that's not always the best keyword to go after, because this is not as qualified of traffic as what someone that is actually searching for a product. I'll give you a prime example. In the real estate niche, and I'll write this out here. I'll actually open up a diagram here. In the real estate niche, I ranked for the keyword real estate investing, okay? All right, and then I ranked for a lot of other keywords. I ranked for a product named Sims Profits. I ranked for another one called Freedom Soft. I ranked for another one called Commercial Foreclosure Gold Rush. Okay, so I ranked for all these keywords, right? So I ranked for real estate investing was my main one, right? And I had some sub keywords that I ranked for too. That was like I ranked for real estate investing. Then I ranked for creative real estate investing, creative real estate investing tips. So I ranked for all those keywords, right? Well, those type keywords get a lot more searches than, say, a Sims Profits or a Freedom Soft or Commercial Foreclosure Gold Rush. However, with that being said, these keywords were worth so much more money to me because the buyer was already had a preconceived idea, or that they had been exposed to these products already and already knew what they were about, and already had an idea what they were about, and they were just searching for a little bit more information. So whenever you're doing your keyword research, realize that, yeah, these big keywords, these big money keywords, the ones that get a lot of search volume, it's all great and fine to try to rank for them, but realize you're going to have a bigger bang for your buck by ranking for these individual type products and setting up maybe like a review type site. So that's just been my experience. Again, so I rank for the highly searched terms, and I made money with them, but it was nothing compared to ranking for these these little individual products. So the same thing applies to this market that we're looking at here. So like, let's say the main keyword, and I don't know, we hadn't done any digging into Google, but let's just say it's dating advice, right? This could be the primary keyword that you would love to rank for, but these other keywords, the tail of badass and how to get your ex back, if these are product names, and if you were ranking for these keywords, it would be it would be worth more than what necessarily this dating advice is. And the reason is because you can make so much more money on so much smaller traffic. And I hope that makes sense to you. So what I'm saying here is, like in this case, you go back to the real estate example, there wasn't a whole lot of searches for Freedom Soft, Sims Profits, or Commercial Foreclosure Gold Rush. There was a ton of searches for real estate investing. So the smaller amount of traffic that I actually got was worth more because they were already had been exposed to this particular product. So I hope that makes sense to you. So just keep that in mind when you're doing some of your research. It may be better to go after a name of an actual product as opposed to the big money keyword. And something else I want to say here too real quick. When you're in ClickBank, and let me go back here to the marketplace homepage, this is something that you really have to look out for. When you go to find products, you can simply click advanced search, and you can just leave all this stuff blank, and you can actually put this to 50 pages results per page and click search. And this is going to bring up the top ClickBank products. So you see the #1 product in ClickBank right now is the tail of badass. And this is a dating advice for men. And then you got My Vegas Business. Now, one thing that I wanted to really show you here, and one thing that you have to be careful of, is if you decide to go after that particular product and you're wanting to rank for that product keyword, one thing you have to keep in mind is the launch model. And everyone that rolls out a product typically follows Jeff Walker's product launch formula, and that's all fine and good, and that's wonderful and beautiful and great. But the problem with that as an affiliate is if you're getting in to a marketplace when the launch is almost over. So what you want to be sure and do is you want to be sure when you start promoting a product that it wasn't involved in a launch. If you're trying to set up like a longer term type site, you don't want to be getting in when the launch is almost over. So I love the launch model, and like I said, that's some of the easiest money that I've made, and I've had. That's where I made my first dollars as an affiliate. However, with that being said, you want to be sure that you're getting into it at the beginning of the launch, not at the end. So just be sure these products aren't part of a launch. And if you're sticking with non-IM related products, then more than likely you don't have that to worry about. But like prime example, I'm going to go to JV Notify Pro here. You'll see this My Vegas Business, right? This is one of the top affiliate, one of the top products in ClickBank. So let's just go down here. I know for a fact this was a product launch just recently. This was we're pulling up March now because today's March 1st. So last month I happened to know that this was. I wonder if there's a way of searching for previous ones. This was a launch that was done last month. So I think the launch date on this one was like February the 15th or February the 17th or something like that. So what that means is you're going to see a spike from the launch, right? And you'll see a spike from the launch, and then once the launch is over, then the traffic is going to start filtering down, and you'll see this product probably start dropping over the next few months. I don't know what their plan is for keeping it, keeping it live and keeping it updated and everything else. I don't know anything about it. I just remember seeing this on the launch board, and I actually looked at this yesterday before I did this video, and it just happens to be that today's March 1st, and so that when they update the leaderboard, then they, or not the leaderboard, but the launch board, then they remove all the ones that were previous. So like, let's see here, February 18th is as far as it goes back. So let's see here. Let's see if we can pull this up again. I just want to... Okay, so let me find it now. Okay, so yeah, right here it is. So this launched on February the 12th. You'll see right here, we figured out how to work the launch calendar. So you'll see this launched on February the 12th from Winter V and Adam Horowitz, My Vegas Business. So you'll see this now is in ClickBank as the #2 overall product on ClickBank. So if you were to go in here, knowing that this launched on February the 12th, you would have to be careful because we're already March 1. Chances are, like I said, the sales are going to start to drop, and the traffic will start to drop for this particular product. So that's just been my experience in times past. I've gotten in at the last bit of a launch, or even after the launch was over, and then the traffic just starts taking a nosedive down. So you want to be sure that you're in at the beginning of the launch if that's your angle. I wanted to look for a couple more here. Let's see here. You'll see this one right here, this Easy Video Suite. See, this was another one that was a launch. I'm gonna find it right here. I think this launched in January sometime. Maybe not. Maybe it was anyway, I know this launched in February because I know a lot of my friends that are other marketers. I know they promoted this thing really, really hard, and so I know for a fact that this launched sometime in February. So you'll see this one's already on the leaderboard of ClickBank. Now, you got these other products that are completely non-IM related, and the non-internet marketing stuff, you shouldn't have a problem with that. So anyway, we got another one or two here I want to look at. We got Truth About Abs. That's always been a real big seller. Then you got the Muscle Maximizer. I'm going to click that, and we're going to pull that up real quick, and we're just going to take a look at a couple of these. I don't know which one we're going to look at really. The Muscle Maximizer. Let's see what this one's about. So the keyword would be more about muscle building, I guess, and maybe losing fat loss or something like that. So that one's going to be, I know for a fact, it's going to be a super competitive marketplace if you go after more of the general top keyword. But you can go in here, and I urge you to go into the marketplace and just do some digging. And you got all kinds of categories here. You got e-business, e-marketing, education, employment. Then you've got, like anything from that to spirituality, travel, politics and current events. I mean, and then when you click down here, it's going to give you some subcategories. So you got divorce categories. So again, for me, I've had better results by going after the actual product name and setting up more review type sites versus doing more generalized keywords. I've done both. I'm just saying that the even though if you have less traffic, you can actually make more money than what you can in some cases by ranking for like a big money keyword. So let's go into the Google keyword tool, and all we have to do is just do a search for a Google keyword tool and click on that first one here. And what we're going to do is we are going to open up this text edit, and I want to just copy some of these and just see what the search volume is for these products that we've got, and then click agree. Yam play, I think, is the captcha there. So same thing applies here. If you didn't watch the video about us going through the local searches, then the same rules apply, and I'll explain that here as far as broad, exact, and phrase. Broad is a broad term. It's like this could be the tail of badass, could be what's being searched for and what this is being counted, or it could be something similar in nature that Google views as being similar. It can include like some synonyms. Phrase match is actually having this keyword in a phrase. All right, so it could be like review of the tail of badass, or it could be review of tail of badass, or tail badass review. It could be any of those combinations or whatever. So anyway, like you look at broad and then you look at phrase, and you're going to see a huge difference. I mean, look at this. When you see broad, you're looking at it's showing 110,000 global searches. When you look at phrase, you're looking at it's only 49,000. It's already cut in half. So now let's drop to exact, and when you see exact matches, it's going to come down even more because this is the exact phrase it's being searched for. So you'll see that it has 18,000 searches. Now, something you need to keep in mind too, when it says competition low, this is not the SEO competition. This is the AdWords competition. This has nothing to do with the SEO. This is how many people are actually bidding on these particular keywords. So anyway, let's go through here, and you'll see this the Make Women Want You system. It's not being searched for hardly at all. You got Text That Girl. It's being searched for 110 monthly searches. That's phrase. 22 exact match. Then you got the Muscle Maximizer. You've got 1,900 searches. So this would be something that we would possibly look at, maybe looking at or whatever, right? So then you're going to be, I'm going to actually exit off of phrase. And broad, I'm just going to leave it as exact. So that way we can, you can sort the searches too, like right here if you want to sort them by keyword, or you click right here. And this is going to break it down and give you some ideas of some similar stuff. I'm going to also just take some of these out right here. I'm just going to leave the tail of badass. That way we can keep this one particular keyword and keep it specific to what our keyword is. You click search. This is going to give you this keyword as well as some general type keywords. So you'll see the tail of badass, 18,000 searches. You got tail of badass review. You've got 1,600 global monthly searches. This would be something that I would possibly look at making a review type site over. Okay, so this would be something that would fall into that initial criteria. So you would want to target tail of badass review, and maybe the tail of badass would be your big money keyword that you would want to go after, because I mean you got 18,000 searches for this thing. So let's just go back into our keynote, and we've got tail of badass. It's actually the tail of badass and tail of badass review. Okay, so these are a couple that we want to look at a little bit further into Market Samurai. And so then what we want to do is want to keep going down here. You've got dating for men. This is the this is what this is related to, dating advice for men. But you look, this only has 390 searches a month, which I don't think that this would be something I would want to go after, because it doesn't meet the rule of 50. So it doesn't have 50 searches a day. I would want to target more of the name of the actual product. And plus, like I was saying before, you're going to be able to make more with less traffic. But in this case, you've actually got more traffic from the actual name of the product, which is kind of cool. So you've got some variations here that you could also target, like Teo System, a badass review. Tail of badass, and with the left off of it, you see it's got some searches as well, and then just some different variations. The Teo System badass, you see 110 searches. So you got a lot of different variations of that. So let's keep going down here. The searches just get a little bit lower here as we go down. So this kind of gives us an idea of that this could possibly be a potential topic that we would want to go after. Let's look at the next one here, and let's see here. We said the Make Women Want You system is out, and Text That Girl, I think, is out. So let's just look at that to make sure. Yeah, 22 searches, and you see the more generalized terms are like texting and stuff like that. That's not going to be something we want to go after. So I'm just going to delete these. And then we had the muscle maximizer. And we're going to click search. And you see this keyword gets 1,900 searches. And then this somnambolic, I don't know what the heck that is, but this gets 12,000 searches a month, whatever that is. So that may be the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing. So the name of the product is actually the Muscle Maximizer, but this is a variation, and I don't know how many people are targeting that, but that's 12,000 searches a month. That's an exact match. So this will be another product we want to look at. All right, and see, then the more general term is how to gain muscle. Okay, so again, like I was saying before, this is all fine and good, and it's beautiful to rank for this keyword, how to gain muscle. But you're actually, the traffic is more qualified by ranking for this particular term right here. So I mean, I hope that makes sense to you here. But we're gonna look at all of them. Prime example, like I was saying, away from with the real estate niche, I had another site that I was ranking. It was called KEYW0RDZ, and I was ranking for the term killer bicep workout, and I was even ranking for bicep workouts, and I was getting a lot of traffic. This was right before Panda and Penguin hit, and then whenever that hit, the site started dropping. But I had just gotten to the top 3 and started getting quite a bit of traffic. And I was about to start the whole monetization side of it, but never did really get a chance to, because within a month or so, the site started to drop due to the whole Panda Penguin thing. But it's kind of the same rule. You're getting more qualified traffic by when you're targeting some of these phrases of actual products and setting up review sites. So then you got Muscle Maximizer without the attached to it. We'll look at that one too. And again, this does take some time, but you want to put this, you want to do your due diligence first. This is really important, versus just going in and buying a bunch of keywords and stuff and saying, oh, I'm going to try to rank for this or whatever. You got to do this due diligence, because this is make or break when it comes to your SEO business and getting sites to where they're actually making you money. So then you got this gain muscle. We'll look at this one too here. This one meets our rule of 50. As far as the searches, we'll look at the competition here in just a second. So then we've got this other product that we're looking at here too, that we picked out, called well, actually this was a product and also more of a general term called Get Your X Back. So this was the name of a product, but is also like just more of a general search term. So you see Get Your X Back, it's got 4,400 searches a month. Then you got How to Get Your X Back, 22,000 searches. So let's do this one. And okay, so these are some of the ones that we want to investigate a little bit further. I don't know if any of these are going to be something that we want to go after. The only way we can tell is by going in and digging into Market Samurai. So first thing that you do with Market Samurai is you just click File and click New Project. So with this one, we're going to label this project as we'll name this one, first one as Tail of Badass. Okay, this will be the first one that we do. Update. And we are going to, I'm going to look at the SEO competition for this particular keyword and just click Generate Results. I didn't even explain what I was doing. Initially, when I go in here, when I initially start out, I want to just have the primary keyword, and I want to click Generate Results and just see what kind of SEO competition that is ranking. So you'll see a YouTube video is actually ranking #1 for the tail of badass. Let's look and see how many views and all that stuff. So it's got 35,000 views.
Looking for this, then you want to know how to pick up chicks or how to meet girls or get a girlfriend or anything along those lines. If you are unfamiliar with
So he's ranking #1 for tail of badass. All right, so very cool, because you don't have to have a site for this. You can use YouTube videos, you can use WordPress.com sites to rank, and it just goes to show you that you don't have to have that. Then this looks like the actual site. Let's look at it. Yeah, the tail badass is ranking #2. So the YouTube video is ranking above the actual product URL. So that's kind of cool. So then you got these other sites, and look at this right here. Look at the domain age. All these are the #3, 0, this fourth one. And when I'm saying the fourth one, it's actually showing 3 here, Market Samurai. The reason that is because it doesn't list this first one because it's a YouTube video. But the fourth one, 0 domain age. Look, the only thing that's driving these, it's not the age of the sites. This is strictly the backlinks, okay? So I want you to keep that in mind whenever you're looking at this. And what this looks like right here, this is a domain age of 1. You've got you got a press release here with a domain age of 9. So when you look at this, all this stuff is being pushed from primarily backlinks. You don't have a whole lot of content. You don't have a whole lot of PR. You got a couple of sites here that like a PR6, a PR2, PR4, PR3. But this is not anything that's unattainable. When you look at this, though, you look at the backlinks. It's just you got a lot of backlinks. But this is something that I would seriously look at, maybe possibly setting up. Now, is it going to take some time to get into this one? Yes, but with a high PR blog network, then you can cover some ground with it. So then I'm going to click New Keyword, because actually what we're going to do is we're going to go back in here to this one. What I do is once I look at this one and I say, all right, well, I think this could possibly be something we want to go after, I'm going to go in here to keyword research, and I want to generate as many keywords as possible. And what I do is just to look at the scope. Sometimes I do it opposite. Sometimes I instead of going to the SEO competition page first, sometimes I'll click on keyword research first, and run some research with that, and I'll show you what I'm doing here. If Market Samurai doesn't stop acting up, I think I'm going to have to do a quit it. Let's see here. Sometimes it does that. Let's pull this back up. I'm going to pause the video while I get this started back up. All right, we're back here, and sorry, Market Samurai crashed on me there for a second. I had to do a force quit and restart it. Anyway, what I was saying is sometimes when I go in here and I'm just and I'm doing some initial research, I'll enter the keyword, and then I'll go over here to, instead of going to the SEO competition tab, I'll do keyword research to see how many searches are actually going on and to get a little feel for the market. So what I'm going to do initially here, I'm going to click to generate keywords. What I'm going to do is I'm going to narrow this down to 5, and what this means is the minimum phrase length is 1, maximum is 5, and I'm going to click generate keywords. This is going to take this a few minutes here, so I'm going to click generate keywords, and then I'm also going to, while we're away, I'm going to go ahead and enter in these other keywords that we were looking at too, and then when we come back, they'll all be in these tabs up here, and then we can kind of go through them and go through some of the results, so that way you're not having to sit here and waiting for the program to load and listen to me talk. So anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. Again, initially we want to come here, enter the keyword, we want to look at the keyword research, and then we go to the SEO competition. This time I knew that there was a lot of searches for this, so I just wanted to see what the competition looked like. And as I suspected, you're looking at a lot of backlinks here. So anyway, I'm going to pause the video now, and we are going to generate some keywords, some longer tail keywords for this, and see what we can come up with. See you in just a second. All right, real quick, I just wanted to show you this before I went in and added all these new keywords. When I click generate keywords, this is what comes up next. So you see all these keywords that's here. You see that we've got 102 keywords. So then what I do from there is I go into keyword analysis, and I'm going to, this is what I do. I take and I want to know the total searches, and I turn off any rules. So I do no filters. That's the way I set this up. I want to know my SEO competition, and I want this turned to exact match, and you can set this to either daily or monthly if you want, but I'm usually using daily. So then what I do is I click analyze keywords, and again, this takes some time here. So this is our initial research that we're doing. So I'm going to pause the video until this gets done. All right, you can see here, there we go, I checked that to show the searches. This first column is the searches. This is actually the searches that Google is giving the data to Market Samurai. That's where they're pulling, I guess, where they're pulling it from. So you got the searches, then the SEOT. This is the actual traffic that they're estimating, because even though if you get into a #1 position, that doesn't mean you're going to be getting all that search volume. It's going to be, probably between 40 and 50% of the clicks that you actually get just from having a #1 position. So then #2 is somewhere around 20% of the clicks, and #3, I think last time I checked was like 10 to 15, and then it just keeps going down from there. And so this is kind of what we do, is we go in here and we're looking at the search volume, and you can actually sort this. So you can see the #1 is obviously the Tail of Badass. You've got 595 searches, and you got 120,000 competing pages. You got the Tail of Badass PDF, and this is something that's got 118 searches and only 16,000 competing pages. Now this is something that I would be careful about looking at, because this is probably people that are looking for the download version of the book or something like that, or like a pirated copy or something like that. So I don't know if there would be any money into this particular keyword. And the same thing goes for this one, the Tail of Badass download. I would not target this particular keyword. So I hope that makes sense to you. But now this one right here, the Tail of Badass review, you see it meets our 50 searches a day, and then you've got 51,000 SEO competing pages. So this would be something that I would look at. This would obviously fall into my category. So we would in this case, we would look at this keyword. If you're just starting out, this would be something that you could possibly look at maybe promoting. So I'm going to click this right here, this little key, and then it's going to bring it up into its own little tab here where we can go in and then check the SEO competition. So this is how Market Samurai works. You can keep going down and doing even more research. You got the Tail of Badass ebook, 33 searches, only 5,000 competing pages. This would not be one of those instances where people are looking for where they're looking for the download. I wouldn't think. Now them typing out PDF or .pdf or download, then obviously that's people looking for the PDF version of the book and wanting to download it for free. So anyway, I would stay away from those keywords. I want to focus on money keywords that people are actually searching for. So anyway, I hope that makes sense to you. Now, what we're going to do here is we go in here to this Tail Badass review, and then what we're going to click on, we're going to click on SEO competition, and we want to click generate results for this keyword. And you can see, look at this. The first 5 listings are YouTube videos. How insane is that? It's crazy. See, I'm just baffled by this. That 5 is got YouTube videos. So let's look at how many views there are. 70,000. I'm gonna mute that. $7,600 views. $2,400 views. And 38,000 views. The thing is with these views, don't freak out about this, because these can be bought. YouTube views can be bought, and there's a couple of ways that you can do some stuff with YouTube videos, and we may touch on that in one of the latter trainings. If you will remind me, we'll kind of go through some of that too. But that's something that you can obviously manipulate, is the actual views. And when we're looking at this Market Samurai here, you'll see you've got, these don't have just a ton of backlinks. I mean, they got some, but it's not just a ton. I believe this is the same one that was ranking for the main keyword. So you see they've targeted the review, and then they've targeted the main keyword as well. See right here, it's charmingtime.com. They're ranking number 2 for the keyword, and then they're ranking for the review term. So that's what they're doing. They've went after this particular market. And then these other ones, they've got some backlinks. This will be something that, it's going to be super competitive for this particular market. But after all, this is one of the top products that's in ClickBank. So you're going to have the search volume. It's just going to take you some more work to actually get to this. There's easier markets and there's easier niches to go after than what this one is. So I wanted to let you know that. Now, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to click new keyword, and I'm going to type in one of these keywords here. I'm going to type in get your ex back is what I'm going to type in. So we'll see how this one looks. I'm interested to see what this looks like, and click update. Something else too is a lot of times I'll have a lot of keywords just on the tab when I'm doing my initial research, and I'll have 10 or 15 of these things popped up. And then whenever I want to sort it out into I know it's going to be a project that I want to go after, then I'll go in and click a new project, and I'll create its own project or whatever. But when we're doing the initial digging, I'll have a bunch of tabs up here. So what again you do, you click new keyword, and then it'll open up the new tab. You type that in. I set this phrase link again, the minimum to 1 in 5. This is normally what I do. I go into this keyword research first before I go into the SEO competition. I probably shouldn't have done that on that first keyword. I just wanted to kind of look at it real quick. But I normally go to this and go 1 to 5, and I'm going to click generate keywords. And once that happens, this thing will start populating all the keywords. Now, something that you can do too, we were talking about in the previous example, like this Tail of Badass, to keep some of the keywords out of your searches or whatever. You can put in negative keywords. So you can eliminate torrent or download or free, some of those things like that people would be searching for those keywords. So that way it doesn't populate into your list. So just to let you know that. Now, what we're doing here, again, we're generating keywords. I'm going to pause the video. When we come back, then we're going to analyze these keywords and go from there. All right, we're back here. As you can see, this took a little bit longer because we had so many keywords. So anyway, getting back here into the groove, I went through, and before I clicked to analyze the keywords, I actually changed on the keyword generation. I actually changed this to 6 words because there was one specific keyword that I wanted to know a little bit more about. So anyway, I did that just to let you know. So that's the reason initially I think we had 300 and some change keywords. and now with the extra word, you end up with a 507 total. So anyway, we've analyzed the searches. Again, this is the search volume, this is the estimated traffic, and then the SEOC is the competition, and then the trends. These are the main categories that we want to pay attention to. The AdWords cost per click and the AdWords value. These are just to give us a value, an estimate of how many advertisers there are to let us know if the niche is going to be profitable. But the main ones I want to look for are searches, SEOT, and the competition, and the trends. I don't want to get anything that's going down as far as a trend goes. So I'm just going to sort these by searches so we can see and look here. You can see relationship advice is number one. This is more of a broad term or whatever. It's not really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something to not be quite as broad. So then you got this term, how to get your X back. You can see we've got this set to exact and daily. You can see that that this gets 730 searches a day. Now, you can look at it and you see that this got 459,000, so just under 500,000 competing pages. I've actually been in markets that are more competitive than this. So once you get your feet wet, once you start doing some stuff, this might be something that you could look at going about doing. But again, if you're just starting out, I wouldn't advise it. I would look at something a little bit easier. So we're going to keep going down and see what we've got here. You got get your X back. That's our primary keyword. You got 145 searches and 715,000 competing pages. Now, I want you to look and compare this one and this one, okay? If we were to say, all right, let's look at seriously going after this market. Initially, you would think that the shorter keyword, would get more searches or whatever in most cases. But in this case, it's showing that the how to get your X back gets 730 searches, where the other one gets 145 searches. Now, here's what's interesting. If you look at the competing pages, there's more competing pages for this word that has actually less searches. So that means there's more competition and less searches. So it would make no sense to go after this particular keyword instead of, when you're comparing these two. Like if you were going after something and you were like, okay, I'm dead set, I'm going to go into the market of how to get my X back, right? Then this would be a better keyword because you've actually got less competing pages and a hell of a lot more searches than what you do on this one. So 730 searches, 459,000 competing pages, where this one you've only got 145 searches and almost double, well, at least 40% more, 30 to 40% more competing pages. You got 715,000, so you got a lot more competing pages, not as many searches. So I just wanted to kind of make that point before we dig any further into that. So this is the things that you got to really look out for when you're doing this research and seeing which one you're going to get your most bang for your buck. So we're going down here a little bit further, and you like right here, how to win him back actually has 62 searches and 11,900 competing pages. This might be something that we would consider looking at as far as a potential market. I'm going to click the little key right there, and what that's going to do is that's going to pop this open to make this a keyword. So the thing that you got to look at too in this particular market, and like I said before, you got to use some common sense. You got to think about, okay, how many of these people are teenagers asking, how to get my boyfriend back or how to get my girlfriend back, and do they have spendable money? Obviously, there's a market for this, but you want to be sure that you're getting the right demographic. So that'd be something I would probably dig a little bit deeper into to make sure that you're not getting like a bunch of teeny boppers that's trying to do free searches that have no money. So you look at this, how to get back your X, 62 searches, 81,000 competing pages. Let's go back through. How to get X back, 53 searches, 58,000. This would be something that we would look at right here. How to get X back. And I know the rule is 50,000, but I mean, we're just right around that. So, I mean, this would be something that I would consider looking at. Now, before we look at the SEO competition, I want to go back to this keyword generation screen and just show you a couple of little things that you can do to manipulate the list that you have. So let's say, for example, you're wanting to get rid of all the keywords like related to like torrent, or like in this case, let's say you wanted just to focus on like getting your boyfriend back or men back or whatever, and you wanted to eliminate girlfriend or girl. In this case, let's just use girlfriend. Let's say you wanted to remove all of the girlfriend results. So here's what you can do. You can check this right here, and you can click on the keyword. You can click on any of these individual keywords, and then you can just hit this X button, and this drops this into your negative list, and you can see it removed 157 keywords. So I'm gonna click clear, and you can see it removed. Well, I guess I didn't remove that many. Let me click it again and see how many we removed here once we do this here. Girlfriend, and 157 removed. Okay, so let's say you want to remove the word best. I don't know why you would want to do that, but mainly you're wanting to do this whenever you're trying to get rid of like free keywords or download or torrent or something like that, or some keyword that somebody would be searching for something for free. So let's just say we want to get rid of the word best. So we click that, and we click the X, and that gets rid of the best keyword. So there's a few more. So then if you want to eliminate these negative keywords, then you just highlight them and you just click clear, and then you've got your original set of keywords back. Now, the same thing happens for the little check mark here too. So like, let's say you want to just focus on the girlfriend, right? So you click it, and then you click this little check mark, and this is going to filter out all the ones with girlfriend in the list. So this is really cool. So this is actually removed 644 keywords. And then if you want to remove that, you can just hit clear. So this is an easy way for you to kind of manipulate the keyword list all from right here within Market Samurai. Now that I've showed you how to do this, essentially what we want to do is we want to go in here and investigate the SEO competition. So again, we wanted to look at get your X back, how to win him back, how to get X back, and get him back with an X. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this SEO competition tab, and we're going to click to generate results and get an idea of what the top pages in Google are showing. I'm going to click generate results right here. And the main things that we want to look at, we want to look at the domain age, we want to look at the amount of content that the site has, and we want to look at the number of backlinks. The number of backlinks, what I found, has been the primary driver for my sites. Now, Google takes into consideration numerous factors. The ones that I see the most are backlinks being the first, on-page SEO, including like setting your site up with a silo structure and all that, and I'll show you how to do that in a future training as well. But they also put a lot of weight into the social signals, more weight's going into social signals. And I also seen like the time on site and in other words, someone comes to your site and do they spend time reading? Do they click through the articles, or do they get an immediate bounce back, by hitting the back button? So those are the main things that I'm seeing right now. And if you look at this, you don't see a whole lot of you don't see any of the exact match domains or whatever. So this search got quite a bit of volume here. So let's just look at these here, and let's take a gander as to why they may be ranking the way that they are. And what I'm seeing is it's all in backlinks. You got fix your broker relationships / get X back. So this could be an authority type site. I don't really know. This is just a thesis site, and wow, just an affiliate site, and doesn't have. This is just a page that they've got ranking. So notice on this one right here, you've got a PR2 for the home page, but on this page that we're looking at, this how to get your girlfriend or boyfriend back, it's a PR3. And something I want you to take note of too, this is January the 18th, 2013, so this content is not that old. And let's see what they're promoting. This is this Texture X back. That's one of those ClickBank products that we were looking at. So you'll see that this is nothing special in terms of that. In terms of the content that's on here, you've got quite a bit of posts, but I mean this is the main one that they're giving a push to. And if you look at this, again, this single page is higher than the home page. So PR3 for the single page, PR2 for the home page. Let's look at the backlinks. You've got a total, and this is wild too. So you've got a total of 11,945 backlinks to the domain. So this is going all to the domain. But look at how many backlinks are to this specific page. You've got you've only got like 1,200 going to the domain, and you've got 10,000. I'm sorry, you've got nearly 12,000 going to the domain, and you've got almost 11,000 going to this specific page. So you know, that's why this site's ranking is from the backlinks. You look at the index content. You only got 5 pieces of content. This domain is not that old. You've only got a 1-year-old domain. Same thing on this one, 1-year-old domain. This one's a PR4. They don't have quite as many backlinks. But what I would do is I would start investigating some of these backlinks. And this is something else that's important when it comes to SEO. Is like I was saying earlier, Google is giving you data here of why this site is ranking ahead of everyone else. And what I use for doing research on backlinks is a site called Ahrefs, and it's ahrefs.com. And this is I think $80 a month, but you know, I can do these searches here. I can just enter a domain URL, and I'm going to click search links, and it's going to give me all kinds of data. You can also use a service that Market Samurai is pulling here, and it's Majestic SEO. It's not quite as expensive, but it doesn't give you near the breakdown of the backlinks. So you can see this one right here is showing that they've got 7,000 backlinks, where Majestic is only showing 2,500. So this service right here is way superior to Majestic, in my opinion, because it pulls more of the links that are setting out there. So you look at 7,000 backlinks, you got over 1,200 referring IPs, and you can go in here and look at the anchors and see what they're linking to the pages with and where the links are coming from. So you can see the bulk of their links is how to get your X back. He's got 1,800 links, and that accounts for 26% of their anchor text. And we'll talk more about diversifying your anchor text a little bit later on. But what I'm seeing right now, the number one penalty in Google from all the updates that's happened over the last year, the number one penalty is over optimization. It's over optimization of your site, of your on-page SEO, and it's over optimization of your anchor text. So this is something that's really important that you got to get right. And we'll talk about that. That's going to be probably devoted to a whole training session, because that's another extremely important element that you have to get right. You look here, they are trying to brand their by having a link just to their domain, and then they've got several variations of this same keyword. And just look here, they've got all kinds of different generic terms. But yeah, this is what I do. We go in here and we start looking at the sites. I would take a look at this one right here too, fix your broken relationship, and I want to see what kind of links they're getting, and I want to see, where they're getting their links from. Are they buying their links? Are they getting them from a blog network? Exactly what are they doing? So while the high PR blog networks, like what we're going to be showing you how to build, is a great way to dominate Google right now, and but it's only one aspect of getting links from diverse sources. So that's what we're wanting to do here. Let me look at this and let's just see here where some of these are coming from. Let's see here. You look at this page right here. This is a guest book page, and they've just dropped their link here. Let's see what they're linking. This is a text image. Okay, so they're using some blog comments and guest books and just a variety, I'm sure a variety of stuff. More, this is like I guess a forum type thing here. If we dig more, I guarantee you're going to see some articles as well as blog networks that they're using. So, but you'll see like this is a lot of domains that they've got, pointed to the site. So anyway, this is how you do the research, and again, you just go in and you look at where their top pages are coming from, and you ask yourself, okay, what have I got to do to beat this person out? And I would recommend the Hrefs if you're serious about doing this. I don't get a commission on it or anything like that. So let's look at this number 3 here and see what they've got going on. So you see this uncommon help.me. You'll see it's only got 97 backlinks to this specific page. And which really surprises me because I don't see a lot of .me sites ranking. You just don't see that a whole lot. So I'm going to drop this in here to the Explore links. So they're showing 56 backlinks to that page. And Majestic is actually showing a little bit more. So let's look here and see what we got. So what you want to do, and look here at the anchor text. This is just more of an authority site, is what it looks like. More of an authority site, and they've dropped a few links to the to that particular page and got it ranking. So again, this whole strategy, the whole thing is about outdoing. How can you outdo on content? How can you outdo on backlinks? How can you outdo on social signals to outdo your competition? So you got to know what that is before you get into it. Now, if you recall, this Get Your X Back, I don't remember exactly what the search volume was. Let's just for simplicity, let's go back in here to Google. Get Your X Back had 4,400 searches. And How to Get Your X Back had 22,000 searches. Remember, the How to Get Your X Back had way more searches, but did not have near the competition. So let's just put that in as a new keyword. Market Samurai doesn't time out on me. I was trying not to go back into the keyword analyzation. So we can just do this real quick. And let's see here. Let's look at the SEO competition for this keyword. This one didn't have near the amount of near amount of volume. The reason we didn't put this initially, remember, was because was because it did have five. It still, even though it didn't have near as many competing pages as Get Your X Back, it still had just under 500,000 competing pages. So, but I just wanted to check it out just to look and see what the landscape looked like and see if it was the same sites ranking. Here's some interesting stuff coming up here. You can see a Squidoo lens is actually number 2, and they only have 3 backlinks going to this page. Amazing. So this goes back to the whole Web 2.0 type strategy where you create a WordPress.com site, a Blogspot.com site, maybe a Facebook fan page, or a Squidoo lens will even work as well. As you can see right here, it's ranking, or a YouTube video. And yeah, you got a YouTube video right here as well. So it's not all necessary that you have to have your own site. You don't have to have your own site. You don't have to have a exact match domain or whatever. You can use and harness the power of these authority sites as well to throw backlinks to them and get these sites ranked. So this would be something that I would believe would be easier to rank for than this other keyword with less search volume. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm thinking, because I'm seeing the Squidoo lens in here, and I'm seeing this YouTube video in here, and it doesn't look like there's quite as many backlinks as what there is on this one. Let me look at this again. Either way, there's easier markets to go after. So let's look at some of these longer tail keywords that we picked out that had 40 or 50 searches and not quite as many competing, or not near as many competing pages. Like how to win him back was one of them. So I'm gonna look at the SEO competition for this one, and we're just gonna click generate results. And again, once you get your feet wet, you can go after some of these competitive markets. I've been in markets where we've had like several million competing pages and ranked in the top 5, and seen massive amounts of traffic. So when you look at this, how to win him back, so you see a completely different landscape than what you do on some of these other ones, because there's not near as many competing pages. How to get and win him back. This domain is fairly new because it doesn't even have the age of it right here. PR0, 1 piece of index content. Let's take a look at this. And this is something I encourage you to do too when you're investigating these markets and you're wanting to see what's what. Look at this. This is just a 1-page document, and it's not even directing them to anything. Just such a waste. They probably don't even know that they're actually ranking for it. Then you got this today.com. This is a Today Show URL. Again, authority site, but no backlinks. WikiHow, another authority site. This one actually has backlinks going to it. Street articles, very few backlinks. Authority site again. Voices.yahoo, no backlinks. You could rank for this particular term. This one would be something that you could go in and rank because you're looking at, there's not a whole lot of backlinks pointed to these specific pages. This would be something that you could come in here and really jump to the top within a matter of time. Then we had another one, how to get X back. This was another. I think this one had like 40 something, maybe right at 50, and this will be something we would just go through and look through all these searches. Getting back with X SEO. Click on the SEO competition for this one. Generate results. So once we find these markets that we're wanting to go after, we've got 2 avenues we can go down, and I touched on this a little bit before. We can, number 1, go after the primary keyword as an exact match domain. and we can use hyphens. We can we can use the letter X at the end of it if we wanted to. Once we find that, if we can't find an exact match domain that we're really wanting to buy, and if all the top 10 is age domains, then what we can do is we can then start looking at getting an age domain that's about to go to auction and about to expire. We can look at getting one of those domains to use as our money site. And the thing is we can actually retheme the site. So I'll show you a site of mine that I rethemed here in just a second. You can look at this here, Getting Back with an X. This is all authority sites with very few backlinks. So you got these same sites like Uncommon Help. Then you got this Squidoo, another Squidoo lens. Then you got this Fix Your Broken Relationships. This one actually does have a lot of backlinks to the specific page. This is the one that we investigated a while ago. I don't know what this one is. This TorontoSummer.com, Toronto Numbers 1 Day Doctor.com. I don't know what that is. This may be like an age domain that's been rethemed too. I'm not real sure. I'm just assuming it is because it's a 7-year-old domain with a PR1. That's a very good possibility. So I'm going to show you a site that I rethemed, and at the time I was trying to rank for the term SE Nuke and SE Nuke X. This was back when SE Nuke X was just rolled out, and I was head over heels with SE Nuke. I used it all the time, and right now I've switched gears to go into using my syndication plugin for my own blog network, as well as using Magic Submitter for distributing across Web 2.0 profiles. Magic Submitter to me is just a better option. But I was doing SE Nuke for a while, and I really love the program. And this Odysseus 2009, this was the domain I bought, and this at the time was a PR4. There was only one page on the site, so let me and this was been well over a year ago. This was back in, this is probably, I've owned it probably for about a year. But if you look at you type this Odysseus 2009, this is a international workshop for transportation and freight. So this was something completely different from what I was trying to get this site to rank for. Now, again, I've not done anything with this site in ages because I quit using it. I quit using SE Nuke. If you go to SE Nuke blog and try to type in the blog, the last blog post was June the 5th, 2012. And before I even turned it into this site and rethemed this site as an SE Nuke site, I was using it just to drip a couple of articles out with to give some of my other sites a PR boost. So if you look at this, June 5th, 2012 was when I did this. Today is actually Friday, March the 1st, 2013. So I've had this for over a year. And the site, I rethemed the site with the intentions on trying to get this ranked. So I'm just going to open up Google Chrome and see here. Let's look at Google Chrome. I'm just going to check here and see if this site is ranking in the index. At one time, it was ranking on page 1 for SE Nuke X review. Of course, I haven't done anything with this thing in a long time, so I doubt that it's on page 1. But mainly what I was trying to do is I was trying to use my tutorial. I was going to do some tutorials with SE Nuke X, and again, I decided that Magic Submitter was a better option, so I then couldn't do the tutorials, but instead I just kind of let the site just sit there, and I'm using it now to filter to my Traffic Diesel site to boost the PR of it. So anyway, I hope that makes sense to you. But if we just going through here and we're looking, it's not on 1, not on page 2. Let's see if it's on page 3. Okay, it's not on the first 5 pages that I'm seeing. Okay, so right here we are, page 6. Now again, like I said, I've not updated this thing since last July, and it's been before then, before I even did any backlinks. But this just goes to show you that Google is still indexing this site. It's indexing the site even though it is rethemed. So even though this URL, this domain name, has nothing to do with SE Nuke, before I got it, I rethemed it to be part of SE Nuke. Now the cool thing about this is there's ways to use age domains as your money sites, and there's ways to use it as your blog networks. We're going to be going over that in the coming issues, but this training has been mainly about generating ideas for your keywords and about how to find the searches, the appropriate searches, and getting clear on your competition. Any of these markets that we looked at, this Tail of Badass review, getting your X back, these are all, fairly I would consider them fairly competitive marketplaces. You can get ranked for these keywords. It may take you a little bit longer. There's definitely easier markets to tackle. Again, in wrapping this thing up, keep in mind the rule of 50. So anyway, this is going to wrap up this video training. I will see you in the next video. Take care, and I'll talk to you real soon. Hey folks, Derek Pierce here, and I want to welcome you aboard to this first video training of the series. First of all, we are going to be talking about uncovering the right keywords and doing our market selection. Now, this is something that many people often take for granted, but it's probably one of the most important elements to doing SEO, and it's something that if you start off on the wrong foundation, then it could really mess your whole campaign up and everything that you're going about doing. So I think it's really important that we get clear on the proper keywords and different strategies for getting the right keywords so that our sites, when we do approach the top spots in Google, then we're going to be able to get sufficient traffic and also have the proper expectations of the competition level whenever we're going about this. So here's what we're going to be discussing. We're going to talk about different methods of keyword research for different angles that you're going with. I know some of you are going with the whole local SEO and doing offline businesses route, and that's cool. This strategy, these techniques that I'm going to be sharing with you works perfect. However, the keyword research is completely different from that versus doing affiliate marketing and some other stuff. We'll talk about that here in just a second. I'm going to be talking about some tools that I'm using as far as keyword research and stuff that I feel like is just kind of a must that you need to have. And we're also going to be discussing looking at your competition. Now, something I want to say is I don't shy away from competition. Actually, competition is a good thing because that lets me know that the market is actually a profitable one if there's sites that are there that are competing for that first spot, and there's actually people doing SEO for those keywords. So I don't shy away from it. However, just looking at it, if it's a real competitive market, you may want to realize that it may take you a little bit longer to achieve what you're wanting to achieve, but in the end, it's going to be worth it because of the traffic that you're going to be getting, as well as if it's a competitive market, like I said, chances are people are spending money there, and it's going to be a profitable one. So strategies for keyword discovery. First of all, like I touched on just a minute ago, there's the whole local SEO market angle. Then you have the strategies for ranking affiliate sites. There's the launch model, which is where I spent most of my time was when I first got started with SEO, and this is how I made my first money, was doing the whole launch angle. And then there's what I call buyer keywords. These are people that are already pre-qualified just based on the searches that they're doing in Google, and this is an easy way for you to make some commissions because the searches are longer tail searches, and again, the buyers are already somewhat pre-qualified to the product or to the offering, and they're wanting just a little bit more information to kind of push them and nudge them over the edge. Now, I've done all of these right here. I've done every single market as far as local SEO stuff. I've done affiliate sites. I've done the launch model, and I've done what I'm talking about with my buyer keywords. And so we're going to be discussing different methods and different ways that you can generate ideas for going after markets, and then the tools to investigate those markets even deeper and doing even deeper research. So first of all, the local SEO, let's talk about that. The strategy is essentially to get ranked for local keywords, and then turn around, rent the site out, then possibly flip the site. You could even do like a pay-per-call type campaign or something like that, where you're selling leads, or the business is paying you for the leads. I want you to realize something though, when we're looking at some of these local SEO keywords and some of these keywords with the local markets, and Google's estimator, the traffic estimator, is not always 100% correct. I've seen it in instances where the estimation is a lot less than what the traffic is actually there, and I've seen it in instances where the traffic is more than what they estimated. So just realize it's not going to be 100% correct, but I'm going to show you ways that we can get a fairly good gauge and to get a decent estimate of what we can expect once we decide that we're going to go after a particular market. You don't need a whole lot of searches when it comes to local SEO, and the markets are somewhat easier to tackle. It still requires some work. However, it's not as competitive as what some of the affiliate stuff that I've done in the past. So you don't need as many searches to make this thing work. And the reason I say that is because if you're looking at a local business and you were to tell them that they could have an extra 30 to 50 customers a month, or 50 extra eyeballs seeing their offer every single month, or 100 extra views for whatever their business is, then that could literally make or break the difference in them being profitable or going in the hole every single month. The reason I say that is because I know I had a local business. We just sold it recently. And we were at the top of Google for several years for our primary keywords, and it literally made a huge difference. It made a huge impact because our sites were at the top. We had multiple listings across multiple keywords, and whenever you're looking at that, again, we weren't getting we wouldn't get bombarded with a lot of searches, but the searches that we did get, I mean, we made money off of that. So just realize that it's not going to take a whole lot of searches to make this thing work. And a lot of it's going to depend on what market you go after. Like, let's just say, prime example, we're going to talk about a couple of different markets here in just a second. But a prime example is, like, let's say you're going to rank for a cosmetic dentist, or you're going to rank for a plastic surgeon or something like that. That person's back end, that person's customer is worth a whole lot more than, let's say, someone that's doing, like, I don't know, maybe like a locksmith or something like that. So locksmith would be maybe like a one-time, $100 to $200 ticket item, where you've got a cosmetic dentist or a plastic surgeon. You're looking at that person's going to be worth thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and possibly having a long-term client. So realize whenever we're looking at these searches that it's going to depend on what the market can bring in terms of what the customer's actually worth to the business, the end user. What that's going to be worth to them is going to be dependent on what they're going to be willing to pay you, either on a per lead basis or renting the site out, or whatever the case may be. So we'll go into that in just a little bit here. But typically, if you have a small network, and when I say a small network, I'm meaning high authority PR sites that I'm going to show you how to build over the next coming training sessions. If you have that, then a small network will literally put you on page one in most cases that I've seen with the whole local SEO angle. Before we dig into generating some keyword ideas, I want to go over the keyword research process, and this is good for the affiliate side as well as the local market side. There's some different angles that you have to go with depending on which angle you're going with. But first thing that we're going to do is we're going to generate some ideas for some keywords, and I'm going to share with you the resources that I'm using, and I'm going to put some links below here for generating ideas for your local SEO market, as well as for generating ideas for affiliate sites. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take those ideas, we're going to plug them into the free Google keyword tool. If you're not familiar with that, then just go to Google and Google free Google keyword tool, and you'll see it pop up. The third thing we're going to do then, after we've done that initial research, we're going to then investigate investigate those keywords, those selected keywords. We're going to pull those out. We're going to investigate that more with Market Samurai. Probably most of you have Market Samurai. If not, then I've put a link below the video as well for the Market Samurai. It comes with like I think a 14-day free trial, and that is an affiliate link. If you don't want to order through my affiliate link, that's cool too. You can just go to marketsamurai.com. Really doesn't matter. The main thing is you just need the tool to start looking at some of these markets and start to investigate. And that's been the best tool that I've found on the marketplace to like really dig into the SEO competition, so we can kind of have an idea of what we've got to do in order to overtake the top spot in Google. So now what I want to do is shift gears into the next screen and show you what I'm using to generate some keyword ideas for my local SEO sites. First of all, there's a tool or a website called Angie's List. I'm sure you've heard of it. This is something that I use to give me some ideas for different markets to go after. You can look at angieslist.com/services. This just kind of gives me a roundabout idea of some different markets to go after. I was looking at earlier, I was looking at a locksmith, just to use that as an example. So what I do is I basically copy that, and then I go in here to my Google keyword tool. If you do a search for Google external keyword tool, it'll pull up. You'll see right here, it's the one of the first results. So anyway, just search for that, and then you'll pull up a screen like right here. So what I do is I'll typically grab a couple of cities that I know or that I feel like would have a good search volume, and I will just type in the keywords like this right here. Like in this case, I'm using Nashville as an example. So I'm typing in Nashville, Tennessee locksmith, Nashville locksmith, and then locksmith Nashville. Okay, so I'm just going to type those in. You can also, if you do a search, you can find a list of the top cities. Just Google top 100 cities or top 50 cities or whatever, and you can find these lists. They're all over the internet of the top cities. You don't have, this doesn't have to be something that you're nearby necessarily. So you can just do some searches. The reason you want to get one of the top cities is you want to be sure that there's some actual search volume going on with that particular niche. So I'm just going to add a couple more here. I'm going to look at Memphis because that's close by to Nashville, and I know it's a big city. I guess it would help if I typed in the actual keyword instead of two cities. So Memphis, Tennessee, locksmith, Memphis, locksmith, locksmith, Memphis, Tennessee, and I'm also going to put in Birmingham, because Birmingham, Alabama is a pretty big city. And the reason we're doing this is we're wanting to just get some searches and see how much volume there actually is. And then what we'll do is we'll take these and we'll look at these numbers, and we'll look at our competition, and we'll try to maybe reserve an exact match domain if at all possible. So anyway, so I've got these keywords in here, and like I said, you can get a list of the top cities if you would like. What I do is I keep this checked right here where it says only show ideas related to my term, and then I uncheck broad and I checked exact. I want to be sure exact is checked. And the reason that you want to do that, here's the difference in broad, exact, and phrase, is the broad match. This could mean like, this could have synonyms attached to it. It could be more words than just your particular keyword that you've got. It could include, different colors or whatever. I mean, it's a broad term, right? So a phrase. Hey folks, Jerry Pierce here, and this is our first Q&A call for the SEO Black Ops, and I want to make sure you guys can hear me okay. If you can, then just enter yes in the grand old chat box, and let me know you're there. Can you guys hear me okay? We still got a few people coming on, so we'll give this just a couple of minutes here while everybody's getting on here. Jeffrey, how you doing? Joe, I'm calling you out. You're arriving late. Scott, can you hear me okay? Cool. All right. So anyway, this is a Q&A call for the SEO Bl1Ck Ops membership, and for any questions related to the plugin. We're going to be doing these weekly. We're going to get on schedule where, like this past week, the videos were uploaded, I think on Friday or Saturday, and then we're going to do the calls on a Wednesday is the plan. So be looking for the next set of videos to be uploaded sometime this weekend, like maybe Friday, maybe Saturday at the latest. Some of these videos are a little bit larger, so it takes a little bit longer for the upload and the rendering time. So just kind of be patient on that, because I mean, like, there was 3 videos on this last set, and 2 of them were 45 minutes to an hour long. So and to get the quality just right where you guys can actually see and everything, it takes a little bit longer. So and takes a little bit more bandwidth and whatnot. So, anyways, appreciate you being patient on that. Anyway, what kind of questions can I answer for you guys? That's what we're here for. Have you guys went through all the training, and what can we do to get you to the next level? And this next upcoming training, we're going to be talking about buying domains from age domains for money sites versus for your network. So that kind of give you a primer as to what we're going to be talking about this upcoming session. Anybody got any questions? Well, this has been a great webinar, guys. You guys are making it easy. Easy ask, do I use automated software to backlink to your network? Yes. There's a couple tools I'm using. I'm using Magic Submitter, and I've just started testing using what's the name of that program? Drip Feed Blast. If you wait on Drip Feed Blast, they run these promotions out occasionally if you'll get on their list, where they do like a half off deal. It's like $49, and you get I think it's like 1,000 profile links. But the reason why I chose them versus Drippable was because you can mix it up. You can do some wiki links to that, or you can do forum profiles, or you can do bookmarks, and you can just kind of switch it up. So it's kind of cool. But I'm using that. To use to backlink to my Magic Submitter submissions too. So to add an extra layer to that. So so the way it's going right now is I'm using the blog network. That's one of the that's one of the source of backlinks. The other is using tools like Magic Submitter. I'm using a round of that to build to my money site, as well as my my first tier of sites, and then I'm using the tool that I talked about to backlink those backlinks. So just like stacking on top of one after the other. Does that answer your question, Izzy? I tell you what, Izzy asked, can I show how to use Magic Submitter? I may do that on a later training or something, like when we get closer to the end or something. I may whip that out and show it. I just got I got a new computer probably about probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and so I've got it set up on the new computer, and I've got Camtasia set up. So I've started running some Blast on it, so I'll try to get some videos in there soon or something, maybe toward the end of the training. Cool. All right. Joe says, I have a question on a domain I have. What's the best thing to do if you do not have Magic Submitter? Can you do Fiverr gigs with PR blog comments? Yeah, that's. I'm also using I'm using this right here too. I'm using Scrapebox #1. Also, I'm using Scrapebox as another tool. I'm using that as just to throw out as much, just massive amounts of comment spam, I guess you could call it, to the second and third tiers. I'm hitting those hard, and I'm also using Scrapebox and the 1 hour backlink service. Can you guys see my screen? Okay. Okay, there we go. I guess you guys can see my screen now, right? Cool. Okay. I'm using this service right here to do my blog comments with. But yeah, you can go to Fiverr, and let's see here. If you go to Fiverr, you can find, if you don't want to buy Magic Submitter or SE Nuke, you can just do a search, and you'll find people that will do these SE Nuke submissions and Magic Submitter submissions. Nothing wrong with SE Nuke. I got kind of aggravated with the updates that they were doing, as I've said before. So, and I like Magic Submitter a little bit better. You can do a little bit more with it. I don't think anybody's on here doing Magic submissions. Here's another site if you can't find anybody to do what you're wanting on Fiverr. SEO Clerks. Are you guys familiar with that? Everybody heard of SEO Clerks? I'm going to send this to you guys in the chat box. This is similar to Fiverr, but it's specifically for SEO. So yeah, you can use these. So the initial question: can you do Fiverr gigs with high PR blog comments? Yes. If you don't have Magic Submitter, then Magic Submitter, what it does, it will submit to all the Web 2.0 profiles. It's very similar to SE Nuke. It's the same functionality. So it's a really powerful program. But if you're not wanting to spend the money, then obviously you can find somebody on Fiverr or SEO Clerks to do SE Nuke submission or Magic Submitter submission for $5 or $10. So. And again, most of what my blog network is contained of high PR blogs that are existing. What you're wanting to do is drip out if you can drip out an occasional article or something like that. It doesn't have to be aggressive or anything like that. What you want to do is if you can drip out an occasional article or some blog comments along the way to kind of keep your PR up over time and keep the page rank longer. Because sometimes what'll happen is if you buy, today and Google has an update and, a couple of months or whatever, your page rank will drop. So that's why you're wanting to do that, is to, build some backlinks occasionally to where you can keep the PR high, so you can still get a lot of value out of those domains, and try to keep keep as long of a lifespan as you possibly can with your network. If you get, say, a PR2 domain, would you submit links to it to help raise the PR and authority? It's certainly not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt it at all. Izzy asked, but at the end of the day, would it be about the same cost from Magic Submitter and Fiverr gigs? Well, Magic Submitter, you've got to have, it's a $67 a month. And the cool thing about that I like it is you can run it on, I think, 3 to 5 machines. I don't know that they monitor how many machines you have. So right now, the machine that I'm on now, it's a Mac. The machine that I've got to the left of me is my new PC. It's a souped up gamer PC, and then I've got a machine on the right that is that's just a an average machine or whatever. On the average machine, at one point I had two installs of Magic Submitter running all the time, and it was just too much for the machine. And what I was doing, I was putting this, and I can show you guys how to do this if you guys are like down with that. If you're down with that, this is a program that you run on your computer called VMware. And let's see here. Let me do a search here for, because I'm not sure what it's VM Player is what it's called. What this will do is this will allow you to set up a virtual machine. And I know I'm kind of going on a tangent here. I'm just telling you what I was doing. This allows you to set up a virtual machine so you can have your main Windows installation that you've got on your machine. You have the VM player that you can install another install of Windows machine. And so you can either buy Windows or, maybe you could happen to find one online. I'm not saying that to go and do that, but I'm just saying hypothetically, maybe you could find one online or buy another one or something along those lines, and have another Windows install on the same computer, and then install Magic. You'll have 2 installs of Magic Submitter. And so what you want to do if you get an install of Magic Submitter, if you get a subscription to Magic Submitter, what you want to do is you want to treat it just like what you're treating your blog network. So what are we doing with the blog network? We're trying to buy age domains. We're trying to buy domains that have authority, and we're wanting to, pass the page rank onto those and build authority into those sites and build the content, keep the content flowing. So you want to apply pretty much the same strategy to the Magic Submitter. What you want to do is you want to create a bunch of Web 2.0 profiles, a bunch of blogs that you can have like Squidoo Lenses, WordPress.com, the third-party free sites that you can sign up for a subscription for. You want to create a network of those, and you want to just build those over time and build the authority up and just continuously build that authority up. And that way you can pass PageRank on to your sites that you actually own. So, and your money sites, and your money making, the sites that you're actually going to make money with. Does the first tier of the network have to be a PR or age site? I realize the buffer site should. I like to when I'm linking to my money site. Let me open this up real quick. Here's the whole reason behind this. Give us just a second to come up. So you got a money site, right? And you've got your first tier right here, right? Well, the reason I want this to be a high PR or an age domain that has authority is because you want the highest quality of links pointing to your money site. So when you're linking to this one right here, you want this to, if at all possible, you want this to be a high PR so you can pass that link juice and that authority onto your money site. So I hope that makes sense. So the question again was, does the first tier of the network have to be a PR or an age site? The answer is no, but if you're in a competitive niche, it needs to be. So that way you can pass this authority on to your money site. Izzy asks, what is the lowest PR you recommend for the domains? It's going to strictly depend on what the competition is. I mean, if you've got just like, the thing is like a small network will put you on page one. It's like I was going through in some of the videos that we did this past week. And if you haven't watched those, I recommend that you go through those, especially that very last one. It's got a killer way of kind of looking at the whole keyword research and whatnot. But if you're looking at your competition, especially if you're doing something like local or something like that, a small network, and when I mean small network, I mean like 10 to 20 domains. You can push your money site to the top, to the first page of Google fairly easy without having to invest a whole lot of money into just a bunch of domains. So it's not gonna require that much money to do that. And if you're struggling on funds and you don't have the funds to start building a network, then it may be a thing of where you want to participate in one of these networks like Link Authority. In the meantime, so let me give you a link to that. If you go to linkauthority.com, this one's still post Panda, post Penguin. It's still working. And what you do is you go in here and you can, I think they still have it where you can actually contribute a site, and until you get your network on. The reason why you want to get your network on and you want to build your network out, the reason that you want to do that is because you want to be in control to where there's not a bunch of other stuff that's being promoted that can get you flagged. Because I was part of a bunch of networks all at one time, and all the ones that got flagged, I just saw all of my money sites just drop like overnight. And the only ones that really wasn't hit was the ones that I had used primarily my own network to push to the top. So it's really important that you start building your own. But if you're, like I said, if you're on a shoestring budget and you're trying to watch your funds or whatever, then until you get your first money site up and start making money from it, then maybe it's a thing of you want to do something like this Link Authority site to give your sites a push. This one, it's not a whole lot of money to post to the network. I think that they will allow you to contribute sites to. So if you buy an age domain, then let's say it's a PR3 or a PR4, then that gives you so many credits to use on a daily basis. So just you can sign up and you can check that out. It's been a while since I've used this one, but last time I used it, it was working well, and I know some people that are using it and are still having great results from it. So mostly what I've been doing has been for my own stuff. Joe, that's what we're going to be covering in this next session. Joe asked for me to show a high PR domain and picking a good domain and what one looks like. I'm going to be showing that in the next video session, and so the next week we can talk about that. If you want to bring some domains to the table, then that's cool. So. Easy. What I'm doing is I've got my blog network, right? That I'm building, right? That's that I've got all my blogs, and I'm trying to build them out into per category. So like, let's say for example, let's say you're trying to rank a bunch of plumbers, like you're wanting to rank a local plumbing website in, let's say, Nashville, and you're trying to rank one for, I don't know, Detroit, right? So what you can do, you build that out around the plumbers, and you have the site. To have the sites, that could actually be a real estate related site, right? Because plumbing can go with real estate and whatnot, and vice versa. So you build out that network to push those sites, and you can push ever how many local plumbers you want. You can actually push other types of local businesses related to maybe home improvement and that sort of thing. So that's kind of where the network comes in. So I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense to you? Okay, cool. Joe asked, "What do I think of link authority?" Okay, I think I just covered that. Joe, so you've been using them for a couple of months. What kind of results have you been getting from it? He says, I had a brand new site and I ranked 10 links from Link Authority and some bookmarks, and it's a PR3 after 2 months. Great job. I don't think this is the norm though. I just hit some good blogs. Okay. Yeah, I had that going for a while, and I had good results with it. But again, it's nothing like building out these blogs that you can, because a lot of what this network is like with Link Authority, everything goes on each blog, right? So you've got irrelevant content going on each one of them. So what I'd prefer to do, and what I found to be more beneficial, is trying to make my content as relevant as possible. So I break that down into niches and into categories. And that's why when we're doing when we're using the syndication plugin, that's why we're importing the blogs into specific categories so we can keep the content relevant. So um, that's kind of my thought process behind it. Reggie asked, could you please touch on the frequency and amount of backlinks from your first tier sites? It's going to depend on the marketplace, and it's going to depend on how old the website is. And, if it's a brand new domain, then, I'm going to tread real lightly. I'm going to just build up some slow links. Like, prime example, I started doing some local sites. November the 19th is when I set them all up, and I have went like super, super slow. And I'm seeing just almost every one of them has hit page one or page two, right? And this has just been a test that I've been running, and it's across probably somewhere around 10 sites or something like that, 10 niches. And still not where exactly, they're not at the number one or number two position, but they're hitting like number three, number five, number eight, So anyway, I've just went real slow with them, and thinking more along the lines of, keeping them more of a long-term asset versus, trying to rank them as fast as possible. With that being said, if you're in a niche that's, super, super competitive, and, there's a lot of backlinks, there's a lot of searches, then you can be a little bit more aggressive with it. I still want to start out slow. One thing I learned from the launch model, like where I was doing, launches, and I would watch them, and then I would rank my sites in the top of Google. One thing I found, and this is strictly my opinion, it's strictly my belief. I don't have any kind of like hardcore evidence from somebody with Google. I'm not sleeping with anybody from Google or anything weird like that. But what I always thought was, when the launch come out, right, it was typically a keyword that nobody had really been searching for. So Google didn't really know how to handle it. It was kind of behind the times. So like let's just say, for example, a product that just launched this past week was called Shoe In Money, not Shoe Money, Shoe In Money. And so when you're blasting those links. Like I don't really think Google knows what to expect, because it's kind of it's a new term that's being searched for. Does that make sense? So in those cases, like I've been more aggressive in those type situations, but something that's been out there for a long time, like let's say a Nashville plumber, use that as an example again. I want to start slow, and instead of focusing on how aggressive to be, I want to focus on being more consistent and building my links over time. So, if I'm doing, the first week that I put the site up, I'm looking at, I want to have 3 to 5 pages, and that's including my privacy and disclosure page. So I want roughly 3 pages, in addition to privacy and disclosure page. So that would mean my home page and then 2 other pages surrounding my keyword. And then I want to write 1 blog post. So that's the first week. And typically I don't really do any major backlinking that first week. Second week is when we start picking it up and we'll start dripping stuff out. If you're doing any kind of article submissions, I'll run those. Like I know a lot of people are using Submit Your Article, and what's the other one? What's the other one that's really popular? Unique Article Wizard. If you do those, spread them out like 60, 90 days for the campaign to run. Don't run them like 2 weeks or anything like that. So I found that spreading them out has worked better for me. Now I don't have a Unique Article Wizard subscription. I'm using Submit Your Article, but I'm primarily using it to drip the links out to my first tier of sites, as well as some of the Web 2.0 sites. Scott asked, in the blog network, are they all on WordPress only? Yes, right now. I'm working on, and I don't make any promises on this because I don't want to say something that I can't follow through. So just bear with me on this. But I'm looking for a programmer right now that will integrate the software with Joomla, and there's another blogging platform that's B2 Evolution. So, and Joomla / Drupal, I should say. So that's something that I'm working on right now to try to find somebody that can integrate this piece of software with Joomla, Drupal, and B2 Evolution. That way it will eliminate the WordPress footprint altogether. Does that make sense, Scott? I think you guys would find that would be really beneficial and cool, wouldn't you? I mean, if we could post across multiple platforms other than just WordPress, I mean, I think that would be, one more thing that you could do to eliminate the footprint. So that's something I'm looking at right now. I hadn't found a programmer to do it yet. The programmer that I have, he's awesome. But it took us a long time to build this one, and he just doesn't have the time to try to learn another platform or whatever. So I've got to find somebody else that knows those platforms and then can take the plugin that we've got now and integrate it all together. So it may take some time, but it is something that I want to happen. It's just something I can't promise. You know what I mean? A soon must. Yeah, I would love for it to be like soon, but like again, I can't make any promises on that. I just don't know. I don't have a programmer for these other platforms. Okay, so let's go back up here and let me look at these other questions. Easy asks, when you register domains, you use fake names, right? Yes. Show you guys this right here. Looks like my internet's slowing down here, but if you go in here, this is like the basic stuff of the plugin. But if you go right here to training, this is where all the videos are going to be, right? And for some reason, this stupid video wouldn't embed. And so if you'll just right click on it and click save link as, and just save it to your computer, then this kind of goes through the concept of having these mini blog networks. And I walk through how to set the site up with the name servers, as well as using the fake name generator. If you're not familiar with that, let me give you a link and show it to you real quick. So basically, you just click right here, generate, and it'll generate a random name here for you with a random phone number. And I've been using these. I've been doing this for probably a year and a half now, maybe 2 years, using this tool, and I haven't had any problems with it. So it's done well for me. Scott, how often do you use the same site within your network for a backlink to the same money site? In other words, you have several articles submitted to one site in your network, backlinking back to one particular site. How many articles are too many pointing backlinks? I just keep pushing it. Sometimes the same blog will get hit a couple of times, but what I'm doing within my submissions too is I'm integrating some other sites to link to make it look more natural. So like in my article, like I may link to like a Wikipedia posting or something like that. And in some of my blogs, I don't even put a backlink in there. So hope that makes sense to you, because that was one of the red flags that was kind of that's what kind of raised a red flag with all these blog networks too, is every single post had a link to it. So if you're putting a link to every one of them, that doesn't look natural. I'll make it to where, one or two posts will just randomly appear without any kind of promotional piece at all to any of my money sites. It's just maybe to a Wikipedia site, maybe it doesn't have a link at all. So just mix it up a little bit. If you look back and step back and look at it and you think, man, this, when the panda and penguin thing hit and all that stuff, and we were really asking for it, because we were just we were doing things just recklessly, and just make it look completely natural. Link to other sites, link to authority sites, and then sometimes it's don't even look at link to yours. And I don't have a methodical way of saying, okay, I only limit 3 posts to this site or whatever, or 3 links to this specific site. I don't mind. The network doesn't work quite like that. It's more of randomness. So like, if you've got 100 blogs in your network, we'll say I'm going to pick 20 of them, and it's going to randomly pick 20. It's not going to pick the same random 20 each time. And then I'll blast to that, and then I'll use some that doesn't even have links, and then some of them I'll have that have like general Wikipedia type stuff links. So I hope that makes sense. Just got to mix it up a little bit. Okay, do you make each site in your network for only one niche only, or do you post different niched articles back to different money sites? I don't think I've followed what you're saying. Could you maybe rephrase that? Do you make each site in your network for only one niche? Maybe this will kind of help along the way. For these local sites a lot of these local sites that I've ranked, like I'll when I retheme the age domain, and we'll get more into that about retheming, but like I would make it like the blog title might be something like business reviews or business and marketing reviews. So that way it's a broad category, it's like a broad topic that could fit all kinds of different businesses. And so then if I'm promoting, say, Detroit plumbers, that content is relevant to a business review type site. And then let's say I want to promote a Atlanta locksmith. Well, that, or I want to, I'm pushing links to that. Well, that falls under that same type category. I mean, it makes sense. The content's relevant is what I'm saying to that. So then, you can post like business building type articles and stuff and include links to some of your other sites in there. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll say, in my articles, because, a lot of people, I'm using Article Builder a lot, and a lot of people will go, well, I like Article Builder, but there's not any relevant articles to my niche. And what I'm doing is I'm just grabbing like maybe a general article, and then I'm just trying to make it relevant to what I'm doing, like I've often talked about this in a couple of other sessions, and I'll show you how I'm doing this later on. But essentially, if you buy an age domain that says, let me open this up here, and I'm using this as an example just to show two completely irrelevant topics. Let's say you've got a real estate age domain, right? Let's say you found this PR5 that's a real estate domain, but let's say you're trying to rank for the term how to get bigger breasts, right? Okay, so this is your money site. Let me specify that with the big dollar signs here. Can everybody see my screen okay? Okay, so you got this is your money site right here, right? And you've got this real estate age domain that you're trying to, you're wanting to push links to it, but the content doesn't seem relevant, right? I mean, how could real estate relate to, bigger breast? So what I was suggesting is like dripping articles out to this real estate site about maybe how real estate agents that have seen, more sales due to the size of their breast. You just tweak the content a little bit. You don't have to like tweak the whole article. I mean, it could just be a couple of paragraphs or something, like, so you take this article that's dripped out to this, and you mash the two together. You mash the two topics together, and you could do that for just about anything. So be thinking in terms of like, okay, well, how can I take this content and how can I make it relevant to what I'm doing, instead of looking at like, okay, well, there's no relevant articles here or anything like that. So, and you don't have to use Article Builder. I was just using that as an example. So does that make sense? Does that help you guys out? Yeah, the bigger breast can be defined as somewhat as real estate. Appreciate that, Scott. So Reggie, I know that was funny, but does that make sense? How you're tweaking that one topic, and you've got that age domain, and we'll talk about buying the age domains in the next couple of sessions or whatever. But it's really important. Number one, that this first session that we had this past week was more about keyword research. I wanted to kind of get that out of the way. But when we get into talking about age domains, we're going to be taking some domains that are completely irrelevant to what we're promoting. If you wait around and say, okay, well, I've got to wait on this age domain to come through for bigger breast, then you may be waiting, for a long time. So what we do is we look at what's there and we say, okay, how can I retheme this and make this a site about what I'm wanting to promote? So if this real estate age domain, you could promote this, you could drip out an article that says, okay, how to get bigger breast. Give me another topic that's not related to real estate. Just any topic, just somebody type it in the chat box. Okay, Joe says carpet cleaning. Okay, so what we'll do here, let's say we're trying to promote a carpet cleaning website, right? So this is money site number 2, right? Okay. So we got this. Let's say this is the how to get a bigger breast site. Then this is our second money site that we're trying to rank for carpet cleaning, and we're wanting to use this age domain to link to both of them, right? So what we'll do is on this article that's going to be promoting the carpet cleaning, we're going to be talking about how carpet cleaning improves the resale value when you go to sell your house, and how often you have to have your carpet cleaned in order to to sell the property, or how carpet cleaning can improve a showing. That one's real simple to do. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, Reggie asked, what about internet marketing? So you got this real estate age domain. Now you're wanting to promote IM. An internet marketing site. What you could do here is you could talk about real estate investors that are turning to internet marketing to make a secondary income. Or you could talk about how real estate investors are using internet marketing techniques to sell more houses. So all 3 of these articles that are being dripped out to this one age domain can promote 3 websites. How about carpet cleaning to big boobs? That's a good question. I'm sure I could come up with a way of mixing the 2 together. That's funny. Okay, Scott says advertising on the internet for RE investments, right? But I want you to get into this mind of thinking, okay, of how can you retheme, and how can you retheme not just the sites, but how can you take the content that you're given to and make use of it. It doesn't take a whole lot to be able to make these stretch. But I am gonna come up with a connection between carpet cleaning and bigger breast. I tell you, thanks, Scott. And we're going to cover this in a whole nother session. And this is we're kind of getting jumping the gun on this. But I mean, you guys want to ask about this? This is good stuff right here. It took me a long time to figure out how to do this right here. This is just after a lot of time, trying to whittle down my costs and stuff involved articles, because I was having to go in and I was buying all these articles and stuff, and I was trying to get them all specific, but then there was all these other articles that were there, like an article builder. I mean, I think it's $297 a year or something like that, but you can pull 400 articles a day. So it really made no sense to me to keep hiring article writers, for that. And, I'm getting good results with what I'm giving. Now I still have some articles wrote and spun, depending on, what it is. But this can be, this right here, this will work for, the majority of your articles that you're getting pumped out. It'll save you a lot of money. Scott, it is a powerful way. The blog network is, I mean, it really is killer. I mean, that's what the big guys are using. The guys that are teaching this stuff that that I'm friends with, and the people that I know for a fact that are ranking for some really high competitive, high level keywords. They're all using blog networks, and they're using primarily more aggressive link building techniques for that matter. Um, the the things that get people penalized are primarily the penalizations come from two things. They come from over optimization of your keywords on your on page content, and over optimization of your anchor text of your links. So whenever you get a link from a site, having too much of the same link appear. And I'm, what I'm seeing is I'm trying to keep my anchor text somewhere around 15 to 20%. I'm trying not to go over 20. In some cases, I've went 25 and even 30, and I haven't seen that big of an impact. But I'm just trying to stay safe and try to stay conservative, and so I'm trying to keep it under 20 if at all possible. Now, there are a couple of sites that you'll look at and you'll say, well, wait a minute, your anchor text is showing 77%. Well, the reason is because I've got one link maybe on a site, on an entire site. It's a site-wide link, and maybe that link has got maybe 1,000 pages for that particular site. So anyway, so I'm also, in addition to using the blog network, occasionally I'll go into one of the networks and I'll drop a link in the sidebar. Nothing methodical about it or nothing special about it. Just if I'm wanting an extra little juice or a little extra bump, I will drop a link in the sidebar. Reggie asks, this is a good question, by the way. Do you interlink your theme buffer sites and point them to your money site, or you don't interlink them to avoid a footprint? I don't interlink them. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm saying I don't do it to avoid a footprint. Exactly what you said. I'd prefer to stay safe and remotely conservative. So that's just kind of my viewpoint. Scott says, great to have a tracking software or feature for the syndicator plugin to track all the sites in my private blog network so I can pick and choose exactly each backlinking campaigns, etc. For example, create 5 articles to these network blogs only for backlinks to this or these sites only. So what you're saying is you'd like to be able to drop links to specific sites in the network. I thought about doing something like that, but I wanted to make it as random as possible. I didn't want to have a say of like which ones got hit, because I know for me, like I would be trying to hit the higher PR sites all the time. That may be something we look at doing something in a future update or not. I'm not making any promises or not, but I don't know how complex that will be to do. But I will definitely take that into consideration and maybe talk with the programmer and see what kind of hiccup we might run into by running that. Joe asked, so would you do a tier 2 generic high PR, tier 1 niche specific, then money site? What I'm doing is I'm running this across the network, across these categories. So like in this case, this would be like a real estate category, right? With the age domains, and I'm running them all through that. If I'm needing like some extra juice, I may buy a couple of extra domains and retheme them like specifically for this niche and just link to them. Does that make sense? Because sometimes you may run across a site that, let's say, it's super competitive, but you've gotten to page 2 or page 1 and you're just wanting to give it a little extra bump or whatever. So I may go in and buy an extra 2 to 5 tier 1 domains and not put them on the network, just set them up and just have them just pointing directly to this particular money site. It's a more expensive way of doing it, but it works. Thanks, Reggie, for that. I follow some of her stuff too. Essentially, this is what she is. We're talking about Dory Friend. He sent me a video. She's selling, like a done for you type service, but it's pretty pricey. I don't know if you've looked at it or not, but it's pretty expensive. So essentially, that's what we're talking about, doing something very similar to what what probably this video is. I hadn't looked at it specifically, but I followed a lot of her stuff, so very similar concept. Reggie, yes, that's what we were talking about. I'm using tools like Magic Submitter and that drip feed blast, and I'm using like tools like Social Monkey and Social Adder. I hadn't been seeing a whole lot of results out of Social Monkey or Social Adder here lately. Okay, Scott asked, just trying to gain some perspective here. I guess I should never backlink to and from each of the sites within the private network of sites. No. That would be more of like a link wheel type thing, and that's not what I'm doing. I want to make each site look like primarily its own money site, if at all possible. I tell you what I did do though. Some of my sites do have interlinking, but I don't intend for it to be that way. Let me show you what I did. When I was doing the whole launch model, the best way I can explain this is diagrams. So, like, let's say this is launch 1, right? Totally digging these questions, guys, too. Like, this is fun to me. You guys are cool. Okay, so we got like launch 1, launch 2, and launch 3, right? So I would have like 3 to 5 domains for each specific launch, right? So what I did was, after the launches were over, I just basically pulled all these together into a network to point to more of my sites. So I did do that. And these were all linked together. This has been a couple of years ago, so this is not something that I'm doing actively right now. So just letting you know, but I don't link to them. I don't link to each one, but I was just saying this is what I did do. Initially, what I did was I was thinking like, all right, so this is launch number 1. Okay, I've got 3 to 5 sites here. I'm going to launch these, and I'm going to use everything I can in my arsenal to push this site to the top. Okay, so I'll get this one to the top, right? Then launch number 2 was coming along, so I had 3 to 5 sites from here, right? And I would drip articles out to push this second set of sites to the front page, which again, I had 3 to 5 blogs here. So I had 5 blogs here, 5 blogs here, that's 10. Then launch number 3, another 5 blogs. I would use these 10 blogs to push this third set of launch. And now all of a sudden I've got 15 blogs, and all of them got, higher PR than a PR0. It's like PR2 or PR3 or whatever. And then what I would do is then group all these together and push out launch number 4 right here, and in that set of sites. And I just kept building onto that. So that's what I did initially. I'm not saying do that. I'm just saying that's something I did early on. But I'm specifically now trying to do. I don't want them linked to each other. I want to, keep these linked to the money side. I don't want to link them together. Scott says, Dory also mentioned that the older site with an 8-year-old domain with no PR can be a powerful for a site within the network and not just high PR sites. I agree, but I disagree with that too. I found like if I can get something with high PR, then that's it's worked better for me. I'm not saying she's not. I'm not saying that at all because she definitely knows her stuff too. But I'm just saying, like for me, I would prefer to have high PR. So, but definitely, Google does definitely give an advantage to having an 8-year-old domain. Over one that's 1 or 2 years old. I mean, you can do so much more with it. You can be more aggressive with your link building to it, and it's just got so much more authority and trust factors. Joe says, I have a old domain, like 14 years old, but no links, but niche specific. Would you link it to your general domains and then link to your money site? Is there a value to old domain like that on its own? Can you use the domain for your money site? You can't. Okay. I would just drop it in the network and then maybe start throwing some extra links to it. Try to get the PR built up to it. Well, let me ask you: do you mind sharing what the domain is, Joe? If you don't, that's cool. It doesn't matter. Okay. Do you care if I share this, Joe? I don't want to share it if it's not cool with you. Okay. So this is the site that Joe has that's 14 years old. It's called Mr. Mold. All right. So this right here, um, is there a specific city? What I would be thinking is like you could rank this for a specific city and just retheme this as the business name. So like instead of like so like if you wanted to do this as a money site, I'm just saying hypothetically, let's say you want to do this as a money site and you were trying to rank for, let's use New York mold removal, right? Um, I would make the site title Mr. Mold New York mold removal. Even though the keyword's not in the actual domain, you can still retheme this thing, and it would have authority, and you could backlink to that. Does everybody get that? So So Joe, you're wanting to use this to rank for multiple cities. Is that what you're wanting to do, or you're wanting to use this to uh, put links to your other cities out there to pass the link juice? Because you could do it either way. You could either use this as the money site for one of your cities, or you could use this as part of your network. Yeah, I would just build this one all about mole then, and you know, just build links to it and just try to build the authority up. I would drop some press releases out to it, and just get some high PR sites linking to it to get the authority up. Vision. This has been going on for probably about an hour now. So we started at 7 o'clock. I am recording it, provided GoToWebinar doesn't crash out on me. So anyway, it is being recorded. So just so everybody knows too, just want to let you know these are going to be going on for this is the first of 6 weeks. So the first bit of content that was dropped in the SEO Black Ops members area was this past weekend. So we have it on Wednesdays. The next bit of content will be dropped on this weekend. I'm hoping by Saturday. I'm hoping everything's done and get everything uploaded. As I was explaining, it does take a little bit of time to render and upload, so just be patient with me. And then we'll have the next. That way, you guys too. Another thing I was thinking of was we get it uploaded on the weekends. It gives you time to kind of go through the content over the weekend, and then we can meet on Wednesday, and you can actually ask questions and whatnot for then. So that way we can have some interaction and whatnot. So. Izzy, I'm not familiar with big content search. I'm not familiar with that at all. Scott says, I use Headspace 2 plugin to change the site name of each page I create on the site name with a keyword that page is trying to rank for. I don't use anything except for my own page one plugin. And the page one plugin's got about 16 or 17 pre-installed. We're tweaking it right now. We're actually launching page one plugin 2.0 March the 22nd, and so there's a couple of plugins that we're making some tweaks to and whatnot. But that's what I use, and it's got a plugin there which I'm sure you're all familiar with it called All-in-One SEO. Also, I usually don't even install that because I use this theme right here, which has SEO, all the SEO tools built into it. And we'll be going more into this when we're talking about the on-page factors, which will be this week or next week one. I'm not real sure if we'll get around to it this week or not. But it's called the Genesis Themes by Studio Press. So I'm really digging these. So I'll show you guys how I'm using them and whatnot. Joe, it did have SEO Platinum. I changed it, removed it because SEO Platinum hadn't been updated in over 2 years, and so many things have changed. So I wanted to have a plugin that kept up with the times a little bit better. At the time, SEO Platinum was better. It had some features in it that was better than what all-in-one SEO is, but just 2 years with no update just seemed like a little too long. So, okay, Joe. So I'm trying to keep up with these questions. I'm sorry, guys. There's a reason I ask. I'm getting beat out in the subsidy pages by a crappy site, but they have one link from a mold site with 58,000 pages. Joe, if you will, send me the stuff, and I'll take a look at it. If you want me to, we can talk about that next week on the call. If you just kind of give me a rundown about what you're trying to rank for and the site that's beating you out and which site's yours and what you've tried to do, and maybe I can come up with some suggestions for what you can do to try to beat them out. Good job, Reggie. Reggie checked it out, and Hrefs, and he was talking about it didn't have any backlinks. I think that's what he was saying. He's got this 14-year-old domain that he hadn't really done anything with, and he was just trying to figure out what the next steps to do with it. Do I use the page one plugin on the network, or do you mix up the plugins? I mix the plugins up. I use primarily the page one plugin for my money sites, but on the network, I mix it up quite a bit. Sometimes I don't even put any plugins on it. I don't even change the permalinks on the network. Sometimes I'll do permalink structure as being the basic settings. The next one I'll mix it up to where it's the post name, and on the next one I may do it like date. I just try to make it look as random as possible for the network. And essentially that's what you're wanting. You're just wanting randomness on the network. Excuse me, let me get some water here. Yes, I'm using the HTML and there's a reason behind that. There's a study a while back that was talking about the extensions getting more love from Google, and I've always used that, and it's always been something that I like to do. So I had good results with it. Joe, when you're talking about replacing on the money sites, what are you referring to? The all-in-one SEO? I wouldn't worry about it. I just think if it starts giving you problems, then you can replace it. If you ever want to change it, here's something else too. Like if you want to change to a different different source of using SEO, you can get this SEO data transporter. This is a cool little plugin. Like, let's say you're wanting to go from all-in-one SEO to Headspace or Platinum SEO to all-in-one, or if you're wanting to go from Genesis to all-in-one, then this will transfer all the information from each of the pages over. I'll send you guys this link here. It's free. It's a free plugin. There's no fee to it or anything like that. Beta test your page 1 2 with us. Okay. I'm doing some beta testing right now. So far, so good. I'm really digging it. It's got a lot of new stuff. Someone here asked too that they've already got the plugin. Do I get an update? If you've bought the plugin previously, then just let me know or whatever. And we had it initially when it was like the first WSO I think that I ever come out with or whatever, like a couple of years ago. And then I put it as so if you bought it as part of that, or if you bought it through ClickBank, then just forward me your receipt and I'll make sure you get an update for that. So Does changing the plugins for different buffer sites matter for footprints to appear like they are from different people? Yeah, I'm doing everything different. I'm doing the plugins, the themes, as much as I possibly can. The only real footprint that there is that it's all on WordPress. And I mean, like, there's so many millions of sites that's running on WordPress. It's it would be it'd be tough to consider WordPress to be a footprint. But even with that being said, I'm still, like I was saying earlier, I'm wanting to find a programmer that can go to cross platforms. No, I don't put a sitemap on every blog. Vision, please explain about the randomness network system going to work for creating a brand for my website business. It's going to help you rank for for what you're trying to rank for. I mean, it's a SEO tool. Izzy, I do not use Google Analytics. If I use a stats program, I'm using something like, you can use WP Stats. That's one thing you can use. And you can use Get Clicky. Now, on the Page One plugin, I put Google the Google Analyticator, I think is what it's called. It's a plugin to people that are using Google Analytics. But I advise heavily not to use that, because not that the plugin will be fine on your site, but unless you plug in your analytics account, I do not want Google Analytics on my stuff. I don't want them having access to my stuff. So in order for that plugin to work, you have to enter your Google Analytics account, and I've banned all Google Analytics accounts for any site that I have. So you're just asking for trouble. Do I fill out the all-in-one details for every post? Yes. If it's something that I'm using like an automated tool, I want to be sure. And this was one of the big things that we were using Platinum early on. Platinum SEO allowed you to automatically generate categories, and automatically allowed you to generate the descriptions, the titles, and the keywords, where all-in-one did not. So because I use a lot of automated tools. So yeah, if I'm posting it, then I'm using, I'm filling all that stuff out too. How long did I sell version 1 of Page One plugin? I sold it. It was open probably for a few weeks, and then we moved it to ClickBank for. It's been on ClickBank probably for close to between 8 to 12 months, something like that. It's on ClickBank now. If you wanted to buy it, it's $97. Okay, Jeffrey says Bl1Ck is a way to do analytics. Okay, I've never heard of that. Okay, I'll have to look at that. Scott asked, for older domains, would it be strategic to use older themes that match the release age of the WordPress theme? Are you aware of any site giving release dates of WordPress themes? I wouldn't worry about that. Vision asked, I'm concerned because I don't want to hide my brand from Google. I'm trying to create a brand here. I'm not sure following what you're talking about here. We're talking about trying to get ranked. We're not trying to hide our sites. We're trying to make our sites appear to the top of Google. So, which would in turn make your brand more prominent if you're ranking for more keywords. Yeah, it's like Scott says here. Scott says your brand must be your money site. So your money site is your brand, and by linking to it and by getting your site pushed to the top of Google, then that's going to make your brand more relevant and make it more visible, depending on what keywords you're actually ranking for. Does that make sense, Vision? Cool. Well, guys, I think that's about wrapped it up. I appreciate you guys, and just keep your questions flowing. If you want to hit me up, but you can do so at the support desk with questions. And what we'll do is I may answer them, but we'll also bring them to the forefront here on the next week's call or whatever. So if you want to go to shoalsmarketing.com/support. Or you can hit me at, just send me an email at SEOBl1Ck0Ps.com. I'll send it to you in my email. I believe that's a working email. Reggie, if you will remind me, I'll answer that in next week's Q&A if you don't mind, because that's another that could be a 15 to 30 minute talk there. Is that cool with you? Okay, cool. Just remind me, because I want. That's very important. It's a good question, and I want to answer it. Just shoot me a line at that email if you don't mind, and that way I can kind of remind me or whatever, and we'll hop on next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. I'll see you guys next week. Take care and talk to you soon.